Hello there. I didn't see you. Hi. I'm World's Greatest Chad, and welcome back to the World's Greatest Chad Show. It is a rainy Sunday morning here in Los Angeles, and I am here to recap day 6 of the brackets for you. You'll excuse me if I'm a little slow today. It's the rain on a Sunday morning in Los Angeles. There's something very cozy about it. So I'm a little bit slower today, but we're going to get through this with you guys. All right, so here we go. I'm going to go kind of jump around in order here, but we're going to go ahead and call Meat as a winner. Meat beats out Ghosts of the Forest and Steep by quite a wide margin. Meat's about 70% there. So Meat jives and strives to stay alive. And we'll move on to face Sense and Subtle Sounds. Sense and Subtle Sounds in the second round. Skipping around here, we're going to go I Am Hydrogen. I Am Hydrogen is a winner over All Things Reconsidered. And Soul Planet. Soul Planet came in a tough second with 23%, but ain't going to make it. So I Am Hydrogen is going to move on to face Camel Walk. And skipping around here, we have a Too Close to Call. It was too close to call this morning. Now I think I'm just going to go ahead and call it. 20 Years Later is going to upset My Sweet One and going to beat Wider pretty handedly. But I think 20 Years Later with 50.5% of the vote over My Sweet One with 45.5% of the vote as of 9:14 a.m. Pacific time, 12:14 Eastern, because some of you don't like doing math. 20 Years Later is going to go on and advance to face Waves. That should be a very interesting matchup. I think Waves might win that one because of the recency bias of Waves. That's great. And finally, let's get to Beneath a Sea of Stars is going to go on to face Poor Heart. Beneath a Sea of Stars is going to beat A Life Beyond the Dream and Army of One. And I had tweeted last night that I was going to tell you guys an Army of One story that I have. I love Undermined. I think Undermined is a criminally, as somebody said on Twitter, a criminally underappreciated album. I don't know about criminally, but Undermined came out, I believe, in July 2004. This was pre-internet as we know it. Like, obviously there was internet, but we didn't have, the access that we do to things now. And I had kind of taken a step back from Phish in 2004. I was sort of like into other stuff and wasn't really hardcore paying attention, so I never really gave Undermined a big listen. Until November of 2004, I went on a USO tour with the Second City, who I was working for at the time. And the only CD I took with me, and I did, yes, have a CD Walkman player that I brought with me. That was my way of listening to music at the time. I brought Undermined with me. That was the only CD I took with me. We went to Kuwait and Iraq. And in Iraq, I was in Baghdad, Kirkuk Air Force Base, and then some base they wouldn't tell me where it was. It was called FOB Cobra. I think it was close to the Iran border. But anyway, that was the only CD I had. And I remember, like, I'm not going to go Brian Williams on you and be like, we were shot at and stuff, but it was hot at the time because this was right around the invasion of Fallujah, and our troops were taking some payback for that, and it was a really rough time over there, and we were often made to wear what they called battle rattle, which was a flak jacket and a Kevlar helmet. And so when the troops would tell you to put on your battle rattle, that meant like something was hot, something was going down, and us as civilians, they wanted to make sure we were safe. So I remember one night laying in FOB Cobra, and this squadron, or I don't know what you call them. I'm sorry, I'm not an Army expert. They had come under fire, and they had gone out to find out where the fire was coming from. And I remember, and they told us all to get in our battle rattle. So I remember putting that on and then putting on my headphones and listening to Army of One. And I'm all alone and sleeping on this cot. I can hear gunshots off in the distance and mortars going off and stuff like that. And I remember Army of One coming on. And I just felt like, no matter what you do, in this moment, you have to take care of yourself. You have to stay safe because there's people back home that love you. And it was a really scary moment. And I remember that song comforting me so much. So I voted for Army of One for that reason. I love Army of One. Give it another listen. Paige, thank you for such a beautiful song. And Phish, thank you for such a beautiful album in Undermined. And that's all I'm going to say today. I told you it was a rainy Sunday, so I'm kind of in a mood. So thank you for bearing with me on that. Okay, we're going to go right now to our tweet of the day. Now, our tweet of the day has kind of got a story to it. So Famertime, Famertime is WMC Hammer 33. He's also our Mr. C on Wook Plus. And I had kidded around with him. He had posted some of his 2.0 credentials. We wound up talking about 2003 and summer of 2003, and that was his biggest touring time for him in his Phish career. And he had posted that in 2003 he did 2 Gorge, 3 Deer Creek, and 2 Alpine. And to which I replied, man, you earned your credentials. Like, that's a good summer tour. If you do 2 Gorge, 3 Deer Creek, and 2 Alpine, that to me, that's summer tour right there. That's beautiful. And I joked to him that he earned his 2.0 tattoo. Joking. Obviously, he doesn't have a 2.0 tattoo. Well, my man, Mr. C, one-upped me and posted this. Yeah, he photoshopped a 2.0 tattoo teardrop on his face. So tweet of the day goes to my man, Mr. C, Famertime, at WMC Hammer 33. Good follow. Good guy. And looking forward to maybe seeing him at the forum, maybe. Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to go ahead and call Brian and Robert as a winner. Overwhelming winner over Thread and Bike. Brian and Robert coming in with 77% of the vote. Love Brian and Robert. Great song. We'll go on to face Horn in the second round. Brian and Robert will face Horn in the second round. Skipping ahead, we'll go to, we're going to call Stealing Time from the Faulty Plan, 75% over Hello My Baby and Home. That seemed like a no-brainer. Stealing Time is going to go on to face Skin It Back, and I'm even looking ahead to round 3 on this because I think Stealing Time will take down Skin It Back in round 2, and the round 3 matchup for Stealing Time is going to be Mike's song. I expect a heavy Mike song bias just because it is a Phish staple, but if you ask me, I would rather see Stealing Time at a show than Mike's. I've had a ton of Mike's in my Phish seeing career, whatever you want to call it. I would rather see Stealing Time. Okay, and let's finish this out here. Oh, we have a definite too close to call here. Heavy Things and Party Time in a neck-and-neck race. Heavy Things 44.1%, Party Time 46.7% as of 9:21 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. 1,251 votes in, so there's about 250 votes out there still, and those numbers, man, that's a difference of only like 20 or 30 votes. This thing could swing either way. Party Time currently in the lead. The winner of this will go on to face Sparkle. So, man, get out there and vote. Party Time versus Heavy Things. That's a really tight one right now. And then moving on, Shine a Light is going to go on to win against My Mind's Got a Mind of Its Own and Sing Monica. I voted for My Mind's Got a Mind. I don't know what you guys are thinking with Shine a Light, but that's what you want. That's what you get. Shine a Light will go on to face Prince Caspian in round 2. Man, talking about an election I want to sit out of. Shine a Light versus Prince Caspian. I might not even vote in that one. That's all 8. We got through them. So 1 too close to call. 1 was too close to call until I rechecked it, and then that's going on. So I think we got them through them all. So that brings us to today's Melt of the Day. Melt of the Day is brought to you by no one. Brought to you by no one. Melt of the Day is going to go out to James Hearn at Schwa James. And folks, let me tell you, if you want to win Melt of the Day, there's one guaranteed way to do it. Begin and end your tweet with, "This bracket is bullshit." So James Hearn at Schwa James writes, "This bracket is bullshit. How are you going to put my 2 favorite new tunes up in the first goddamn round? This bracket is bullshit." Attaboy, way to melt, James. Way to melt. So James Hearn at Schwa James earns today's Melt of the Day. I've gone a little overtime here because, like I said, it's a slow Sunday. It's raining out. I'm feeling lazy. And you know what? We'll just see you next time. Eat it tomorrow.